Bienvenida and welcome to the 7th episode of Spirit of Avalor with your host Lauren.
And Becca.
And finally we are back to Season 1. For a long time there we were pretty much chipping away at Season 2. Had some really cool stuff. More cool stuff is on the way.
Yes.
If June would just get here.
I know. I want June here now.
And that scraping sound you're hearing is Raja. He will be in and out of the podcast giving his opinion. Probably chiming in where his opinion isn't warranted. But hey, he's a cat, so you can't really control him too much. So instead of playing a drinking game, we're going to do a tangent game because apparently this episode is not one that we really like. Sorry, Craig. We love you.
Just not this episode.
Yeah. And there's only one other one in Season 4. Oh, gosh. Not Season 4. Edit! Season 1 that I can't stand, but that's for another episode, like 7 down the road. And I mean like 7 as in like 7 more, not the next one, 'cause the next one we love that one and we can't wait to get to it, and
yes,
awesome stuff. So, in it, but anyway, so until we do, we're, gonna do this one, and see how long it takes us to actually get to the end of it. But yeah, so, alright, so we're reviewing EOA S1 Episode 6, Prince Too Charming, written by Mercedes Val. Her next episode credit will be one of our favorite episodes, 115, called Crystal in the Rough, but I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yep.
And it aired on September 16th, 2016, and I was actually getting over a cold that night. So, I thought it was going to be a highlight of my night to cheer me up, and it cheered me up probably 3%.
Yeah.
So, but, we can't like we're not going to like every episode, and that's okay, but as long as we like most of them.
Yeah.
And that sound you're hearing is Raja cleaning up his food mat. Yes, I have a cat who actually cleans up after himself. So, he's pretty clean and, cleaner than some people. Anyway, I'll be more specific. He's cleaner than some males of the human species. So anyway. So, anyway, a synopsis of this, pretty much Elena travels to the Kingdom of Cordoba to build a bridge, and then she has to contend with a creature that is very polite about destroying things. And goes up against a snob pretty boy, pretty much, and pretty much survives the whole thing. So, and we find out that Elena cannot tell jokes. No offense.
Yeah.
We love you, but yeah. No, she's a lot like Katara from Avatar when it comes to that.
And then she has a really great work ethic.
Yes. Yes. Go ahead.
She, she knows when to have fun, but she also, this episode we really got to see her, taking her job as Crown Princess really seriously.
Yes, we did. And it will serve her well. And with cross fingers, Naomi by her side, she will be able to do this and do it pretty well. And probably the only thing that will stand her way is the douche, but she can handle him. So, and just so you know, before I go any further, Christian, we love you. We respect you. You're a great person. Your story is incredible. We want you on here to talk with you. We will have a good time. We just happen to not like your character, and until that changes, probably 50 episodes down the line, maybe. Yeah, so it's not you. Don't worry, you are awesome. So,
yes.
And actually we can blame you for this. For what we just called Esteban, because you happen to do that in a room full of kids and, well, got told off by Craig and, Jillian. But we like you, man. You're awesome, so.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, alright, so let's dive into this for better or worse. And there's only one saving grace in this episode, and it's not even human.
Yeah.
So, But, okay, so pretty much it opens up with Elena and Gabe in the carriage with Canella, obviously, as the horse in charge. I'm not sure if Fuego, he's not there because, I'm pretty, is he not there because,
Right, because Gabe has to use another horse.
Yes, he does, yes.
Yeah.
So, you know, they're going, and we find out that Elena is going to the Kingdom of Cordoba to play Build the Bridge, and hopefully there's no troll underneath that bridge, but anyway, so, one drawback that was, for me at least, when this episode first started, I was disappointed that we did not get a scene with her saying goodbye to Issa.
I know! Yeah. Because I guess they couldn't show her traveling there. I guess they had to just show her, you know, arriving or something.
Yeah, maybe, but it still would have been nice.
Yeah, I know.
Or a scene at the end with her coming home and, you know, checking on her.
Yes.
That would have been really, really nice. Shout out to Craig. We want to know, does Issa have any separation anxiety towards Elena leaving on like day trips or more like overnight trips or anything like that? Will we see that?
Yeah.
So
we know that.
So yeah, so she explains that they're there to build a bridge, and Gabe, sorry, I have a lot on my mind, I'm blanking on the dude's name, so sorry. Gabe asked her if she has picked any sites for said construction, and she proceeds to give him a list that is a mile long.
She has, this is where we learn that she has a great work ethic and is taking this job very seriously.
Give her too much time in her hands, no?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Amy, I am so sorry. You know how much I respect you and I love Elena, and I'm just having a very hard week, so just don't pay attention to anything I say in the next like 20 minutes. I'm honestly not trying to pick on Elena. I love her. She's a godsend. She's a blessing in both of our lives, so
yes.
We're gonna switch our, well, nitpicking to Alonzo, so don't worry. But anyway, so, you know, they get there and they meet King Juan Ramon, who I love. Oh my gosh, this guy. He is so awesome.
He is. If only his son was awesome.
I know. So, they get there and Elena keeps seeing tapestry after tapestry, and I love the descriptive dialogue here. I love how she's telling us what she's actually seeing.
Yes. Thank you, Craig. Thank you for that.
Yes, thank you, Craig, and thank you, Mercedes.
Yes.
Because you're the one who wrote this, so hopefully you will continue doing this. I'm not really thinking straight right now if it's in Crystal in the Rough, but I'm pretty sure it is, too. Anyway, so basically, Elena explains about one of her favorite sites, or one of her top sites to build the bridge, and she asks about the tapestries, and he explains that they depict Cordoban history, but she's most interested in the tapestries that depict the cutest animals ever. Oh my gosh, these little guys actually saved the episode for me. Like, my rating will still be low, but these guys made the 24-minute or 23 minutes bearable because they are just adorable, and I want Elena to take one home.
I know.
They were just so cute, and they're called bojitos. They are little owls, and just so you know, Craig, you started something, because the minute this episode aired, well, maybe not the minute, but a couple days after this episode aired, everyone started giving Elena bojitos in their fan fiction, including me. And in my story, she has a bojito named Ember. She's female, obviously. And she goes with her almost everywhere and does not like Esteban, but likes everybody else. So, but anyway, so you started pretty much the bojito trend, so gracias for that. And they are adorable. And Becca, if you want to take over what they look like, because in my mind I'm seeing little versions of, well, Hedwig, but maybe I'm wrong.
They're like tiny owls, really.
Are they white, brown, blue? I mean, I'm not blue, I'm just messing with you.
I don't remember.
Alright, we'll just throw in our little... Anyone who has sight that can tell us what they actually look like, but in our mind we're seeing little snowy owls with, like, brown splotches or black splotches. No owl leopards, but little cute little... Yeah, so they're adorable. So anyway, she wants to see them up close. So, and then she asks, well, they keep talking on the bridge, and King Juan Ramon explains that he has heard of her heroics and, you know, what she did for her kingdom, and he hopes that his son will learn something from Elena, and Elena asks where said person is, and then we get the introduction of Alonso. And this is where I just want Elena to take her scepter and whack him in the head.
Yeah!
So, what were your initial thoughts upon first meeting this guy?
Okay, well, I have to tell my story of where I first watched this episode, because I actually never saw this episode when it aired. Like, I never watched it.
You're fortunate. I'm just kidding.
So, I never watched it. And so I'm watching it on a plane coming home from New York. And I had just seen Wicked. And so when I first saw Alonso, I kept thinking, I had Dancing Through Life running through my head. Like, and Fiyero from Wicked, no, I'm not talking about Fiyero from Wicked. I'm talking,
it's okay, I know.
Fiyero from Wicked. He's a whole lot nicer than Alonso. Alonso is like Act 1 Fiyero all the way through. Like, he doesn't change.
Right.
So yeah, so I was thinking Act 1 Fiyero when I first met this guy. Like, oh man, he was just so annoying.
And so, the other thing I thought was she is going to have a story to tell Naomi when she gets home.
Oh, yeah.
Next time they hang out, you know, a day or so later, whatever that was. You know, but for all we know, she could have had Naomi stay over to take care of, you know, to watch Isa as well, which would have been nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying Francisco and Luisa couldn't, you know, do it, which obviously they're more than capable. They raised their daughter and, you know, as Stefan. But at the same time, like, you know, I think she would have been like, oh, well, you mind checking on her or whatever. So, anyway. So, yeah, so our first introduction to Alonso is that he's pretty much self-centered, selfish, arrogant, pig-headed, you know, go on, self-absorbed.
There's a whole list.
I'm gonna leave you some for you. I'm gonna leave some for you.
Annoying.
Mhm.
You said all the other ones.
So basically, Elena was probably thinking to herself at the time, okay, I left my somewhat peaceful kingdom, my familia, to work with this guy. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Need to rethink decisions when I go traveling again. So, anyway, so they get acquainted, and she tries to introduce herself, and he's like, oh, I know who you are. Your painting doesn't do you justice, or portrait, or something. And all I'm thinking is, we don't even want to know what he was thinking when he looked at that painting.
Yeah.
So, she wants to get right to work, and he's like, no, let me take you on it. Well, actually, no, here is where she mentions the Bojitos again, because she wants to see them up close in their natural habitat, and he's like, well, I can show you more fun things than that, I'll take you on a tour. And she's like, well, we can do that, but we need to at least start the project and all. And so it's like pulling teeth from a jackal's mouth, pretty much, to get him to agree to this. So basically Nathan, correct me if I'm wrong, obviously, if I need correction, just let me know. But he basically compromises with wanting to take her on a picnic.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing they do that first, or do they do the bridge site first, or at least attempt to do the bridge site?
They do the bridge site.
Okay,
first.
yeah, because
they're at the picnic.
Okay.
And one of the workers comes to get them and
explains about the Akali.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, they do the bridge site first, and apparently Elena is the only one who made a list of, and so
a really long list.
Yeah, really. So pretty much she's the one who picks the site. He just agrees to it and tells the guards or the workers to get to work, and she's like, no, we have to supervise. And he's like, no, they can do it. We can, we need to go eat or whatever. And the guards are like, well, maybe we shouldn't build here or whatever. And Elena overhears them and is like, is something wrong? And they're like, there's nothing, I don't know if you've heard, Princessa, but there's this, Yakali, and this is what he's like. And Alonso's is missing his, like, children's tales, and Elena's like, well, we don't want to disturb this guy. And he's like, don't worry about it. I've never seen it before. Come on. So they get into the carriage, and this is before that, and Gabe is forced to ride a burro. That's what it is. This thing is tiny, and it's a burro. It's tiny, and it's slow, and it has an attitude.
That was so funny.
Oh, Esteban's animagus. No kidding. Anyway. Yeah. I always knew he was an ass. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry for the younger crowd out there that heard that, but in a way I wasn't actually swearing, I was being contextual. And it felt good. And I told you all bets are off when it came to him. But obviously we're not going to be sitting here, 99% we don't swear to begin with, but anyway. So, point being, he has to contend with the burro. So, yes, he gets there a couple minutes later than everyone.
Probably like 10.
Yeah, 10 minutes later. So, basically, so she's worried about waking up the Okali, and Alonso pretty much insults her and is like, you don't know how to have fun. What do you do for fun in your kingdom? And Elena, I love you, sweetheart. I love you so much, Carino, but your sense of humor needs a little work. I don't know where you got it or the lack thereof. I don't know if it skipped a generation. And I know it didn't because she has a sense of humor. It's just, it's not in the telling jokes department. Let's put it that way.
No.
Is what I mean. So she tells this lame joke, and I don't remember what the heck it was. Something about a doctor and a thing, and he's like, oh yeah, that's real funny. And then he insults her work ethic to the point where he's like, well, if this is how you are now, imagine you're like as an adult or when you're queen. And I'm sitting here thinking I'd rather have her ruling over me than him.
Yeah. I don't get it.
So basically they sing this song. It's sort of like a tango number. It's called Fall in the Sun, and it's not one of my favorites. Will not be buying it if it gets released. But I hope that a lot of other songs didn't make up for it, so that means I will be buying those. But they do that, and then basically Alonso still wants to go on with the picnic, and that's when one of the guards comes up and explains the Akali has been awakened, They don't know why at that time, but that's what happened. And so Elena is like berating herself, saying, I should never listen to you, I should have followed my instincts, now we have to, go back and explain to your father what happened. But before that, we gotta, well, first of all, she tries to actually smooth things over with this creature. And so, and sorry for the muffledness just then, I was getting a drink of water. But anyway, so she ends up going back and, okay, so when we first get introduced to the Akali as a walking, talking, creature, I don't know about you, but I wasn't expecting him to be that polite about, like,
me
smashing
either.
crap.
It was hilarious. It was so funny. He's like, sorry, I don't want to crush your house. But I'm going to
he's like, if you don't stop this and put away your equipment, I would be forced to destroy it all. And, like, you kind of felt bad for the guy in a way a little bit, because, I mean, this is before we know exactly why.
Yeah.
Still, so obviously Elena tries to apologize, but that doesn't work. She goes, we gotta go and warn your father. So they, they go and, basically they have, they explain to King Juan Ramon, like, what's going on. But Alonso tries to blame it all on Elena, and she does take responsibility for some of this, but then explains that it was his fault as well.
Yeah.
And I love how King Juan Ramon's like, I can believe her because I know my own son, which might sound horrible, and in a way it kind of is, but in another way, at least, I mean, he's the one, well, Alonso's the one that built the reputation for himself, so it's kind of like, that's kind of his doing.
Yeah.
And the guy can't whistle to save his life. That's everything. Okay.
Yeah.
So, basically, they're trying to figure out how to stop this. And I love how Elena is able to give orders here. This place isn't even, like, this isn't even her kingdom. And she is able to give orders that are actually actually followed through upon.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Or enacted. So, right. And I love how she just is like, Gabe, get me this, please. Like, it doesn't, like, it's an afterthought. I'm like, girl, you were raised better than that. And I understand it was emergency, but still, I'm like, really? Come on. So, they do all that, and then Elena realizes that one of the tapestries shows something that she had not seen before. And obviously, Alonda's like, they're just birds, don't worry about it, whatever. And she's like, no. Something about them, look at this. And she points to where the Akali, where his hand is in the next, when it stretches the next tapestry. And she sees that he is guarding the Bojitos, which is when, obviously, it clicks. And she's like, wait a second, I have an idea. Like, I know why he destroyed, or, he's on the rampage. I think I know how to fix this. Give me 10 minutes. And she runs off, and she takes off. Yeah, she just runs off, and anyway, so, I can't do it as good as Steve, but anyway, so she takes off, and she obviously throws herself on the sword, so to speak, and is like, we're really sorry, we didn't realize, these were the Bojitos' homes, we're gonna, let me fix this. And so she, in fact, does fix it, and she, gets help, obviously, so basically, the Akali's touched, and by her gesture, and obviously forgives her. And you get this really, really cute scene with all the Bojitos enjoying their new homes, and oh my gosh, that scene is probably one of my favorite scenes because they are just adorable.
Yes.
So then, King Juan Ramon, thanks Elena for her help, and all she's done, and explains that, he will supervise the bridge building from here on out, and he hopes to see her again when the bridge is rebuilt, and that he has another job for Alonzo. And this is probably my favorite part of the whole entire episode, or one of them, when he's like, you do not tell me what to do, I will do what I want to do. If I want to leave, I'm going to leave. And Elena's like, I tried to warn him. And I think like he falls in the mud or he falls in the water or something.
Yes, yes.
And that, oh gosh. So then, obviously, Gabe, you know, they're on their way. He tells them to get the horses ready to leave, and Elena's like, no. You know, she's like, please rescind that order. And he's like, what are you doing? And she's like, well, we got our work done, so now we can have fun. You know, care to go for a tour of the kingdom? And this made all the Gabe Lena shippers pretty much melt. I mean, I just took it as them as friends, obviously, you know, doing this, which is fine. You know, and also,
me too.
So pretty much, that was the end of that. Probably short summary we did. If we missed anything, we're sorry.
Yeah.
That will not be in every episode occurrence, I promise. The next one will be a lot longer.
Oh, yeah.
We'll actually dissect it and analyze it and, well, you know, till the Jacquelines come home and, you know, and it will be a little shippy, just so you guys know, from the offset, for Finder Sleepers, so be prepared for that, and a lot of Esteban blasting and bashing.
Yeah.
So, but, okay, so pretty much, now that we've talked about it and stuff, I think I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 10.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
So, 1 for seeing another kingdom and seeing it so fleshed out, pretty much. I thought that was really, really cool. And then 2 for the Boljitos because they're just adorable.
Yes.
Hashtag cute animals. And then 3 pretty much for Elena actually taking responsibility for something. And that sounds horrible because she always does, but I just meant that for her work ethic to have been the bright spot of this episode and for us to see that. So, what about you?
Yeah, I agree with all of that.
I mean, if you really have something else to add, you know, you can add it. It's fine.
No, I don't really have anything to add. No.
Alright, so that is it, and we will see you guys next time for Finder Sleepers.
Yes.
And so, trivia question, we're going to get back into those. For Finder Sleepers, what was the food that the Jacquelines were, well, pretty much messing around with in the very beginning of the episode? They had food for lunch, and it was what Skylar was actually playing Keep Away with Luna and Miggs, but what was that type of food? So anyone who gets it will pretty much get a shout out in the next episode. So just either tweet us, Facebook, in our group, or you can always send email, you know, to spiritofAvalorpodcast@gmail.com. There's an idea. Alright, adios.
Adios.